I am very good, thank you. How are you?
I am doing great. This is Melinda Roy. I'm the host for this Day 3 Global Virtual Summit 2025. So, thank you so much for joining our continuous conferences and encouraging us. So, yes, before you start your presentation, I would like to introduce you to the audience. So, welcome on stage, Deborah Dickinson, known as the Feminine Warrior, is a transformational mentor and speaker who helps career-driven professionals break through from self-imposed limitations. Rooted in her Maori heritage and shaped by personal loss, she combines executive strategies with heart-centered practices, guiding individuals to align their personal and professional lives. Through her captivating storytelling, she empowers others to embrace their true potential and lead fulfilling, purpose-driven lives.
Thank
That's a
you.
great introduction given by Deborah Dickinson. So yes, you can occupy the stage and good luck.
Thank you very much, Melinda, and thank you for the introduction.
Thank you.
Excellent. So I'll get started. Empower, influence, lead, the mindset shift that changes everything. So, what if everything you believed about yourself wasn't actually true? What if the limitations you've accepted were nothing more than stories? Stories that could be rewritten. Hello, I'm Deborah Dickinson, the Feminine Warrior, a mindset coach, and I help women embrace their potential, elevate their confidence, and emerge as bold, intentional leaders who live deliberately. Now, as we only have a short time together, I hope it's okay with you because I'm just going to jump straight in, starting by sharing a deeply personal moment, one that shaped my life in ways I could not have understood at the time. I was 11 years old, living a free spirited life in a small country town at the top of the North Island of New Zealand when everything changed in an instant. My mother was taken from me in a fatal accident. Overnight, my world shifted from one of love, freedom, and security to fear, darkness, and instability. But 3 months later, my father, who was grappling with his own grief, made a choice he thought was best for all of us. He remarried. Now, what followed were years of struggle, of living in a home where I felt unseen and unheard. And in response, I built walls all around me. I shut out love, I rejected vulnerability, and I convinced myself that strength meant carrying everything alone. But I would learn that beliefs shape our lives, and the story we tell ourselves can either limit us or empower us. In my research, I explored the science behind our mindset and how it dictates success. Dr. Darrell Dweck's work on fixed and growth mindset provides us a powerful framework for understanding our potential. A fixed mindset tells us that our intelligence, our abilities, our circumstances are static. It convinces us that failure is a reflection of our worth. However, growth mindset tells us everything can be developed, that our abilities, our confidence, and our success are cultivated through effort, learning, and resilience. Now, research shows that those who develop a growth mindset, well, they embrace challenges instead of avoiding them, and they see failure as an opportunity to learn, not as proof of inadequacy. They take risks and see setbacks as stepping stones. For far too long, I lived in a fixed mindset. I believed my circumstances defined me. I played small. I sabotaged myself until the day I decided to rewrite my story. After years of struggle, I found success in the corporate world. And I climbed the ranks, starting from the factory floor, working my way up to general manager of a data communications company. Now, on paper, I'd made it. I had financial security, leadership, and respect. But one day, as I stood at the top of that mountain, I realized I'd climbed the wrong one. I'd spent 2 decades proving myself to others, chasing external validation. But inside, I was lost. I kept asking myself, what now? Is this all there is? And then the ultimate blow, the company where I worked was sold. Just like that, the life I had built was gone. And I had to confront a terrifying truth. I had no idea who I was beyond my job title. For the very first time in my life, I had to rebuild, and not from external expectations, but from within. So it started the journey of beginning of being on the right mountain. That was when I created Deliberately Living You, the process of breaking free from limiting beliefs, reconnecting to who you truly are, and choosing to live intentionally. You see, as women, we're often conditioned to believe that our worth is simply tied to achievement, to perfection, to pleasing others. But real influence, real empowerment comes when we rewrite the narrative. And in my research, I identified 7 pillars. Number 1, goal setting. Clarity creates confidence. When you define what you truly want, you move with purpose. 2, future orientation. Stop living for immediate validation. Think long term, act with intention. And 3, embracing failure. Every failure is just simply feedback. You aren't failing. If you aren't failing, you aren't growing. And 4, recognizing opportunities. Success isn't about luck, it's about seeing what others overlook. 5, calculated risk taking. Every breakthrough requires a leap of faith. 6, balancing consistency and flexibility. Stay committed, but be adaptable. And finally, 7, pursuing excellence over perfection. Perfection is a myth. Excellence is progress in motion. You know what? Here's the most amazing thing, a bit of a reality check about believing we already have everything we need inside of us. So, I want to share with you a childhood memory from when I was about 9 years old. So, growing up in New Zealand as a free spirited little girl, where I was surrounded by nature, hills, rivers, and flowing grasslands. And as kids, we could always create games out of anything. One day, with my cousin Raymond, we decided we would see who could climb the tree and get back down the fastest. He stood on one side of the tree and I stood on the other. I quickly looked up at this old, tall, big tree full of branches, and in my mind, I could see immediately which branches I was going to climb first. I knew exactly where to place my hands and my feet. You see, I was goal setting. Just like success in life and business clarity, clarity creates that confidence. When you define what you truly want, we move with purpose. Okay, great. I just need to focus on those branches. They look strong enough to hold me, even though right now I can't be 100% sure. Future orientation. Success requires us to trust what we cannot yet see. We must look beyond the present moment, stop chasing instant validation, and focus on where we are headed. Then I hear Raymond say, go, and I leap into action. I grab the first branch to lever myself up to reach out to the next. Yes, it's working. All the branches I saw from below were good and strong. I reach out for the next branch and I feel it immediately. It's not strong enough. What shall I do? Embrace failure. In life, we hit setbacks. The fear of failure can stop us. But if we embrace the failure, as feedback. We can adjust and keep moving forward. And just as I do, I see another branch. I didn't see this branch from the ground. So here I am recognizing opportunities. Opportunities are always around us, but we only recognize them when we shift our perspective. Sometimes the best path is invisible until we are already climbing. So I reach out for it. It feels like it will hold me. So I take the chance. Yes, it pays off. Taking a calculated risk. Every breakthrough in life requires a leap of faith. We can calculate and prepare, but ultimately, we must trust ourselves enough to take the risk. Okay, I'm at the top now, and now it's time to come back down. But before I do, I take an eagle-eyed view from the top of the tree. The view is magnificent. Heading back down, I know I need to be careful. Just double check each branch before I step on it. And if not, I'll feel with my feet for another. Balancing consistency and flexibility, staying committed to the goal is essential. But so is adaptability. Success requires us to be consistent yet flexible, adjusting our approach when necessary. Ouch, ouch, I missed it. I slipped to the next branch. Pursuing excellence over perfection. It's all good though. Apart from a couple of broken small branches, I'm actually okay. Perfection, you see, is a myth. Progress is what matters. Sometimes we stumble, but what really, truly counts is getting back up and continuing the climb. I get to the bottom, look around. Yes, I'm the only one on the ground. I win. Yay. But only 2 seconds later, I hear a thud. Raymond jumps to the ground, loses his footing, and falls over. We both look at each other and just start laughing like kids do, with no worries in the world. And you see, that's what these 7 pillars are about, navigating through life to keep climbing. Just trust the process, embrace failure, take the opportunities, risk take, be adaptable, and pursue progress over perfection. Because we don't need to just keep climbing the tree. We rise as leaders living deliberately. So, of course, it was only natural that these pillars would form 3 transformative stages of deliberately living you: embrace, elevate, and emerge. Guiding women from awareness to empowerment. And stage 1 is embrace, awareness, acknowledge, and acceptance. Before transformation begins, we must recognize our limiting beliefs, acknowledge them, and accept that change is possible. So, embracing failure. Every failure is feedback. If you aren't failing, you aren't growing. That future orientation. Stop living for immediate validation. Think long term. Act with intention. And stage 2, elevate. Courageous, committed, creative. To elevate, we take intentional action, step into courage, and commit to growth. Again, goal setting, clarity creates confidence. When you define what you truly want, you move with purpose, recognizing opportunities. Success isn't about luck. It's about seeing what others overlook and taking calculated risk. Every breakthrough requires a leap of faith. And stage 3, emerge. Being empowered, in control, authentic. Emerging is about stepping fully into your power and leading with authenticity. Balancing consistency and flexibility. Flexibility, staying committed but adaptable, pursuing excellence over perfection. Perfection is a myth. Excellence is progress in motion. You see, when I embraced these principles, my life transformed. I stopped waiting for permission. I started leading, not just in my business, but in life. I stopped waiting for permission. I started leading. Today, I stand here as a proud Māori Wahine woman from New Zealand, known as the feminine warrior. I stepped into my power to reclaim my truth. And I know that every woman watching this today, or man or person, has a warrior inside them that needs to be freed. So what story have you been telling yourself? What beliefs have kept you small? What would happen if you decided right now that enough is enough? Empowerment isn't about waiting for someone to give you permission. It's about reclaiming your voice, owning your choices, and inspiring influence by standing in your truth. My journey from a lost little girl to a corporate leader to a woman who found her true purpose has shown me one thing. Your mindset is your greatest power. And if you're ready to step into it and into your next level, to shatter limits that have held you back, then I invite you to take the first step today. Because just like that, one decision, one belief, one shift in mindset can change absolutely everything for you. Now, I come to the end of my presentation, but I just wanted to really, really embrace and share how we base ourselves on what we are trying to do right now. However, we forget about what we've already done in the past. Like I shared with you, that story about climbing the tree without even knowing what goal setting was about, without even knowing what risk taking was about. I was already practicing, and these things were already embedded in what I do. And I have another metaphor that I share quite a lot, which is about just simply doing housework. I set out to do something. In my mind, I can see what I want to do. For example, I want to change the lounge around, but there's nobody here with me. The furniture is quite heavy, but I find a way to push forward and get it moved. But it's amazing how we don't take that and relate it into what we can do with our business, with our life, by changing our mindset, by looking at a different perspective. So thank you very much, everybody. That is the end of my presentation, and I've enjoyed sharing this moment with you. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for all the love hearts. I'm trying to see if there's any chats here. That's great. Thank you. I'm so appreciating the love, feeling the love so much. It is great.
Thank you so much, Deborah, for sharing your passion for the topic. Really came through and made your talk even more inspiring. So
Thank
it
you.
was incredibly motivating. So yes, we do have a question from our audience. So this is a question: how do you help high achievers embrace vulnerability as a strength rather than weakness?
So one of the first things we do, so like I was talking about the 3 stages of deliberately living you, is to really get them into a place of self-awareness. We can believe that we are in control of what we do, what we're doing, but sometimes we go into this automatic mode. So what I do is help them come back to reconnect with themselves and be in that moment of self-awareness so that we can work through the power that they already have and lay that strategy on top of what they feel they are struggling with. So sometimes we have to get right down into those limiting beliefs, understand what emotions are holding them there, and break through those so that they can shift their mindset, look at things from a different perspective. So it is very much about self-awareness. I'm always, everything we do, regardless of what stage we're in the program, we're always coming back to self-awareness. We're always connecting with ourselves. So I'm always helping high achievers reconnect with that. Just come back to that for a moment, because as high achievers, we can just keep steamrolling ahead.
So thank you so much for answering the question. I hope the person who have asked this question received the answer. So please do join and encourage other speaker sessions as well, as this is the last day for the Virtual Summit 2025. So please do join other speaker session. Joe's Fedora is already on the backstage. Thank
Excellent.
you.
Thank
And
you very much. Okay.
bye.
Bye. Bye.